It's his basement. It's his rules. It's his chimney. Ho, ho, ho. It's the quizmaster of 72 Whooping Cough Lane, Ken Ober. We're talking remote control. Hit it. It was 1987. Jesse Jackson launched his second presidential campaign. Kylie Minogue released her cover of The Locomotion. And MTV had a fun couch potato game show. I'm your host, Jerry D, with another episode of Totally Rad Christmas, the podcast that talks all things Christmas in the 80s. Toys, movie specials, music, and fads. If it was gnarly during Christmas in the 80s, we got it covered. Now, joining me are three Totally Rad Christmas All-Stars and Ratty winners. My first guest, you'll know from Sounds of Christmas, it's Ken Kessler. Ken, how's it going?
So far, so good. Looking forward to talking about another goofy thing with you.
Every time we get together and talk about MTV, it's something goofy, that's for sure. One of these days, we'll turn it around. My next guest, you've heard on Holly Jolly Xmasu, it's Scott Leopold. Scott, what's happening?
Hey, Jerry, not much. I'm just enjoying my vacation and not looking forward to going back to work this week. So
I definitely feel that. I love my job, but vacation is special, and sometimes you just don't want to go back. So yeah, I feel that. Finally, he's the owner of Huey and Bax. It's Vinnie Brzezinski. Vinnie, what's going on?
Not much, Jerry. It's almost the end of July, getting close to the Burr months, and we haven't hit 100 here in Texas, so knock on wood.
I know. I'm so surprised because last year we had over 40 straight days or something of over 100-degree weather. So
it was 2 years ago, but yeah, it was absolutely insane.
Yeah,
but they're like, this is the first time that the latest we've hit 98 degrees. Not the boy band, but 98 degrees in the year.
Yeah,
since like 2007. I'm like, that's a crazy
wow.
stat.
Yeah,
I'm in Florida. I think we have your weather. I'll send it along. 105 today.
Ooh, it's humid over there. It's like no thanks. That's when you step outside and the heat just sticks to you. Yeah, that's rough.
Oof.
Well, tonight we're here to talk about remote control, not the weather. But before we do that, though, just like Carol Kane did to Bill Murray in Scrooged, I want you to hit me with the toaster. So I'm going to ask you a few questions and just hit me with the first answer you can think of. So here we go. What Christmas special or Christmas movie would be included on a modern version of remote control?
Elf.
Oh, yeah.
Christmas Chronicles from Netflix.
I could see that.
I would go Home Alone, right? It's a little, they do some breaking and stuff on there, so I could see Home Alone on there.
Right on. Yeah, I'd like all of them. I'd watch remote control nowadays with any of those as questions. All right, here's one. Which 80s pop stars do you wish were contestants on remote control?
Phil Collins.
See, I heard Party All the Time at the store earlier, so I'll go with Eddie Murphy.
I'm going to go a little off the wall. I'm going to go Kurt Smith. Jerry knows I'm a big psych guy, and Kurt's a big psych.
Tears for Fears.
Little Tears for Fears. Get going here, because I heard Kurt's an angry drunk. I just, that's how it goes.
Now, if they were all on the same show, that would be just sheer perfection, I think. And I can just picture, I don't know why, but I can picture Phil Collins just getting flipped backwards up on that chair.
Yeah, he'd be the first to go.
He would literally be in the air tonight, huh?
That's right.
Boom. Yeah.
Yeah. And finally, if all the 80s VJs were on the show, there was one or two that came out, but if all the 80s VJs had appeared on the show, like as a big competition, who do you think would have won it all?
Alan Hunter.
Martha Quinn.
Kurt Loder. Was he a VJ or is he just a news guy? Like I'm trying to remember.
But he would see that wouldn't be fair. He was the news guy.
It's
I thought he was a VJ at once.
close enough. It doesn't matter. That's fine. Well, that's just a way for our listeners to get to know you guys a little bit better. So thank you for that. Now, tonight we're here to talk about remote control.
Kenny wasn't like the other kids.
Remote control.
TV mattered. Nothing else did.
Remote control.
Girl said yes, but he said
No. Remote control.
Now he's got his own game show.
What do you guys remember about the show? Like, what's your history or your experience with it? Why don't we start with you, Ken?
I was early 20s, and MTV was still everything for me and my roommates. And this was such a cool show. It was a game show that was made for us. It wasn't, all the other game shows were for, middle-aged, middle
Right.
America. They weren't cool. Every once in a while, Jeopardy would have an interesting question that was pop culture for the time, but otherwise it wasn't. But this was great. We had no idea that this was the first non-music thing on MTV, and it was going to end up ruining it,
Changing
and
it all.
getting rid of all the music. But it was fun watching this episode again so many years later. It doesn't really hold up very well.
There was some bad jokes in there. We'll get to it, but yeah. Some of the humor is definitely suspect. What about you, Scott?
This was must-see TV for us. I mean, me and my brother, if it wasn't me and my brother every night, then it was us and a group of our friends. And I mean, we couldn't get enough of it. We'd go to friends' houses just to watch the reruns. So,
Wow, nice.
yeah, the few years it was on, it was one of our favorite things out there.
Yeah. And yes, you're right. It's not great, but it's actually like a pretty fun show. And especially for that demographic, I mean, it's
Yeah.
perfectly within your wheelhouse. So I totally get it. What about you, Vinny?
Yeah, so 87 when it came out, I was 7. And this is when I was watching, MTV for me was starting to be big, right? So getting into the music, the videos, and then you had a game show that, as they were saying, is something that for younger people you didn't have. Now, granted, I was really younger at that time, but it was something different, and you knew the answers to, and the music, and it was MTV. It was cool. It was hip, and then it felt like it had a little edge to it. Like I was kind of into the Beastie Boys at that point, even though I probably shouldn't have been. But I kind of felt like Colin Quinn should have been like one of them. But yeah, it was something different. It was good.
Yeah.
I still remember this episode, watching it live.
Wow, that's cool. See, and I'm like the opposite of all you guys, because as much as I watched MTV, and we watched it a lot, like my dad and my brother and I would just sit down and would watch MTV. I don't remember watching Remote Control at all, except like little snippets here and there. It wasn't something that I was super into, but watching this episode in particular, I really want to go back through and see how well I would do, because some of these questions, to me, they were gimmies. They were like no-brainers, and these people just couldn't answer them. So I don't know if that's just my 45-year-old experience now or what, because I'm so into pop culture, but yeah, I felt like these guys were lightweights, and man, I want to go back in time and just like take them all on. I want a Mitsubishi Mirage. So yeah, the show was created by Joe Davola and Michael Dugan, ran on MTV from December 7th, 1987, all the way through December 13th, 1990. Had 5 seasons, plus ran in syndication as well. And the whole premise is kind of a fun little premise, right? So they kind of explain in the theme song that when Ken Ober, the host of the show, when he was little, he loved TV so much and he wanted to be a game show host, and he built a studio in his basement, and now he hosts game shows there. And that's like the whole, quote unquote plot of the game show. Which already is like, why do you need a plot to have a game show? So that's already a fun little twist on it. But watching this episode, Colin Quinn, he's having fun up there. Kari Wuhrer, I don't know what she's doing, but she's having fun. I mean, everyone just seemed really into it, and the crowd especially was just on fire for some of these things. So it made watching this really, really fun. This is a particular episode we're going to be talking about today was from season 3. If you look anywhere, you don't really find which episode number it was. So I couldn't tell you. All I know is that it was from season 3, and it was Joe versus Kimberly versus Keith, or as we'll see, Melchior versus Balthazar versus Shemp. Which already a little irreverent. But I say let's just dive into this thing and let's just go on about it because it's wild. It starts off with the actor that played Melchior, and I think he was a regular. Am I wrong? Was he a regular on the show, or like one of the writers or something?
I think he started as a writer and then started playing characters towards the later seasons.
Okay. Well, he's talking up like a girl at a bar, like, about all of his different projects that he's done. And he mentions how his favorite was when he played Melchior on this little Christmas thing.
Well, I play Ken's lovable but simple cousin Flip, and I play the gruff but lovable Mr. Baggy Pants, and of course Casey and Ranger Bob, but I'm proudest of my work as the Fairy Pixie.
Oh, so you're kind of like a clown.
Well, I like to think of myself as a character actor, Cigarette?
No, thank you.
And then there's the show that performance that won me a nomination for an ACE Award, the Christmas show, where I became Melchior of the Three Wise Men.
That kind of leads us into this whole episode.
Okay, stop for a second. That was his favorite thing that he's done? This episode of Remote Control? Wow.
Well, I mean, no one said he was a great actor. But I mean, also, I think if I was on an episode of Remote Control, after watching this, I'd probably, because I went back and watched a few other episodes, I probably would also, I mean, I'd be flaunting it too. That'd be on my resume.
Well, I'm sure it was fun.
Well, see, back in college, we were at a party, and there's a guy who he was trying to be the life of the party. He was telling everyone about when he was on Remote Control, and it hadn't been off the air long enough for people to have forgotten about it. And after about 20 minutes of grilling him, he was never on the show.
Which lounger were you in?
Well, see, it was still such a cool thing, though, that it was something it was impressing everybody there until everyone realized he was just making it up.
Till someone called BS on it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I was just reading the other day, someone was saying, no one can prove that you weren't like the regional manager of Radio Shack. So put it on your resume. It's kind of like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Ken Ober, the host, later on, he left the show, tried to do some acting, came out on a few other things, but I feel like this is like his real claim to fame here, right? I mean, he was on a few like ESPN things, and he had a few things here and there, but this was like his thing, right? When you say Ken Ober, this is what you think of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For better or worse. Yeah.
Ken Ober, rest in peace. Yes. But so he comes in, after the theme song, and he wishes Colin and Kari and Steve, who's like, are they his co-hosts, or like, what is their role? Because it's almost like they're just like sidekicks. But then I know when he went on to do some acting things, I know Colin kind of took over as host a little bit.
Yeah, I think Colin was kind of like his Ed McMahon to Johnny Carson.
Kari was his Vanna White.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Steve was the DJ.
Yeah, Steve was totally the DJ. Yeah,
he was Questlove, right? If we're doing references, he was Questlove.
That's right. I like that. Kari Wuhrer is dressed in like a Mrs. Claus kind of outfit, but it's not quite as matronly. It's a little more seductive than that. It's got the red with the white trim. Kari Wuhrer is an interesting case. Scott, you sent us an interview that she did with Conan.
She tried to have a music career, and I've read reviews saying that I guess the CD's pretty good, but
really,
I haven't listened to it, but she promoted it on Conan O'Brien, and she seemed to be on something. It was one of
Yeah.
the most bizarre interviews ever seen on late night TV, and I think that kind of put an end to her music career.
We talked about this before. He knows I just can't stand him. Are you retiring?
Excuse me?
I'm kidding. I love him. No, really, I do. I asked him if
You just won in 6 years most awkward start to an interview, I think.
Sorry, but we had the whole. Well, he was really getting me excited backstage, and it's kind of. We're in a big fight right now, aren't we?
You have like 8 personalities, don't you?
I'm psychotic.
Yeah, you hated him, you wanted him to retire, and he excited you backstage.
No, all right. See, he's always saying that this is his last appearance. He's going to retire. It's like your joke, right?
I was kidding with the
He's like the Michael Jordan of comedians.
I was just kidding with the woman there.
And I said, you've been on the show like 500 times. Do they have like a cake for you once a year or something? And I'm not funny, huh?
Yes, you are.
I mean, that'll do it if but you're right. You sent it to us. I was watching it. She cannot put two thoughts together. And when she does, they're complete non sequiturs to what Conan's talking about. It's so bizarre. He has a look like, what's going on?
And as much as she's talking about her history of Stephen Wright and how they love each other, I don't think they ever met prior to that show.
Yeah.
I mean, just from Stephen Wright's reactions.
She talked about how Conan's libido made him grow to 6'4" or something. I mean, so, I don't know what that has to do with her music career, but you're right.
Very Crispin Glover.
Yeah, that's right. Totally ended it. So he comes in, he wishes them Merry Christmas.
And now, it's his basement, it's his rules, it's his chimney. Ho, 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 it's the quiz master of 72 Wolfie Club Lane, Ken Olga.
Whoa, I should have probably put on a coat. Merry Christmas. And happy, the thing starts with a CH.
There's like some light Christmas decorations. There's like some garland that's kind of swagged in the background. There's a few small wreaths that are hanging all around the place. And everybody's wearing Santa hats. But I gotta say, this whole first round is completely bonkers. And I loved it. I was there for it. It made no sense. It was a fun gag, but like, wow.
What really struck me was the irreverence of it, because I don't know that they could get away with that today.
Right.
And it's so weird to talk about this show that was 35 years ago that they did this. And I don't know that they could, not without a lot of angry letters, with a lot of
That's right.
apology tweets the next day.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know if they could pull it off today.
See, and my favorite part of that is the American Express Gold Card, the Frankfurters, and Merv.
That's right, Merv. Yep.
Merv.
Yep, good stuff.
But if I had a time machine, the first thing I would do is steal those old school blow modes they had. They had at the front of each contestant, like the blow modes. But then I don't know if you guys noticed that the snack they had, even back then, were the Christmas tree cakes. They had the Christmas tree cakes in a bowl, and every single one. And I'm like, they're timeless, even in '87, or that was actually '90 at this time, right?
I think this was in '88 or '89. Yeah, so it was one of those. But I'm not. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Yeah, so Ken introduces us to the three wise men. So the magi are supposed to be there. He's going one by one. In the aquamarine chair is Balthazar, and I like how he gives the typical rundown that you'd get for contestants, but he says Balthazar is a sophomore at Palestine State, and he likes casting the first stone. That's so terrible. It's so terrible. And I do have to say, Vinny, because you are a Psych fan, it did remind me of Christmas Joy, that episode of Psych.
Everybody knows Balthazar.
Yeah.
As usual, They neglected to make one of the wise men black.
I thought everyone knew about Balthazar.
That's right. When Gus is lamenting that none of the wise men were black. So, yeah. So yeah, there's Balthazar. We're introduced next to Melchior.
In the middle, it's Melchior. Melchior is from Galilee. When he grows up, he hopes someday to be an apostle. Is that right, Melchior? Yeah. Melchior, it says here on my card that you recently left a good job in the city. Now, what's that all about?
Yes, now I'm working for the man every night and day.
And I love his response. I'm sorry, it's so ridiculous. I love his response. He's working for the man every night and day. But you're right, Scott. He brought gifts, and the gifts that he brought were gold, which is the American Express gold card, Frankenfurters, these are just like two hot dogs, and Merv, and it's a framed picture of Merv Griffin. Because one of the things about the set deck is, famously, Ken Ober behind him had framed pictures of like a bunch of game show hosts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Merv Griffin, that was great.
Yeah. And that's actually a gift that Ken Ober probably liked.
Right.
At least in his character on that show.
That's right. That's right. The character of Ken Ober from Remote Control. And then we're introduced to the third wise man, who is Shemp. And I like how Ken's just baffled. He says, Shemp? And Shemp has the best response. He said, well, Curly died.
Yeah.
Shemp. Shemp?
Yes, Ken. Curly died.
But I love it because you can tell that the joke didn't land because the audience is pretty silent there. There's like a maybe a chuckle or two, but none of the other uproarious laughter that we get. Man, there's like some really, really bad jokes. Like the one about he asked how they got there. They said they followed the star. And when he asked them what star it was, they point out that it was the thing in his backyard, and it's his bug zapper. Okay, that's something. Yeah, that's something. So we dive in now. For those of you guys at home that don't remember the show, the contestants are each in their lounge chairs. They have remotes in their hands. Usually they are fed snacks, and whoever's in charge clicks on a channel, picks that channel. And then whatever the category is, they're read a question. If they answer it correctly, they get the points. If they answer it incorrectly, they lose points. And then there's usually 2 or 3 questions per channel, like per category, and the point values increase. So in first round, it's 5 points, 10 points, and 15 points, I believe. So Shemp starts off. It's so wild to say Shemp. Shemp starts off. He picks channel 4, which was the Brady Network. And the question was, who's the oldest Brady boy? I thought this was a gimme, right? It's the Brady bunch. If I were to ask you, Vinnie, what would you say?
Actually, I got it wrong. I said Peter. I never really watched the Brady Bunch.
Never mind then. Sorry, my bad.
But then once they said it, though, they were just like, yeah, that's right. But when you're on the spot like that, you're just like thinking this is going to be so easy. And then you're just like, oh, maybe I just don't know. But I really never really watched that show.
I got you.
I saw the one where they were in the Grand Canyon, I think, and that was about it.
You got to see the one where they're in Hawaii.
Oh.
So Melchior answers,
Methuselah.
Then Balthazar buzzes in, and he's just like fascinated by the buzzer. Because when every time they buzz in, there's like the nice little choral sounds and everything. And he's just staring at the buzzer in wonder and just wastes all his time. So, yeah, nobody got the point. Shock of all shocks.
Yeah, that was shocking.
So Shemp, because he's still in charge, he stays in that category. And it's what does Mike Brady do? The dad. This is a fun. I laughed. I genuinely had a chuckle here. So Shemp buzzes in, says
Carpenter.
Then Melchior buzzes in, and what does he say? I think it was
Shepherd.
Shepherd, that's right. Yeah. And then Balthazar buzzes in, and he says Carpenter again.
It's at this point that I was like, okay, I get what they're doing. I think they're trying not to get this right on purpose, or at least that's what it seemed. like to
Right.
try to do these answers.
Right.
So like the first one, I was just like, oh, maybe they really didn't know. But then I'm like, okay, I get the skit now. I get it.
Yeah, I was a little embarrassed when I laughed at when Balthazar said carpenter again.
Yeah, I did too.
Like, all right. Again, nobody got it. So Shemp picks Channel 8 because, of course, we all know Mike Brady's an architect. You know, for those of us that watched the show or saw the Brady movie. So Shemp picks Channel 8, which is You Laugh, You Lose. And this is where Colin Quinn, you know, who I knew mostly from Saturday Night Live. He took over Weekend Update after Norm Macdonald, which, by the way, as an aside, I was super mad about when that happened. I liked Norm Macdonald, and then they fired him. And anyway, Colin just goes up to him, and he just tries to make him laugh, and he's just like, has his crotch like right by his face. And just
So, what are you guys, Colonel Tom Parker dressed ZZ Top or what? What is this for these outfits, huh? Here, I got a little gift for you. Here's some frankincense, my friend, okay? See what I'm saying? Right here, I say. Here it is. Come on, turn around and look at me. Stare at me face to face, my friend. That's right. You see what I'm...
And he's like, come on, look at me. Come on, look. Just egging him on. And I don't know what happens, but like towards the end of the countdown, he like moves his wig back and starts whispering in his ear. And I was super curious to know what he was saying.
Yeah, I'm kind of split. I kind of want to know, and I kind of don't want to know.
That's right.
And I'm sure whatever he was saying, they could not put on air. So
right,
that's probably true. That's probably true. So no, I mean he manages not to crack up, but then Balthazar gives the loudest, fakest laugh I've ever heard in my life, and he's like just cracking up at this whole thing. And it was bad. It was bad acting. But I kind of enjoyed it. It fit with the rest of the sketch. Oh, man. So Shemp, who's still in control because he finally won some points, picks Channel 9, which is the Gilligan channel. And it was how long was the 3-hour cruise supposed to last? And again, their answers are biblical and so funny.
Balthazar.
It's 40 days and 40 nights.
No. Believe you guys. Melchior?
41 days and 40 nights?
No, it wasn't 41 days. Shemp?
I got absolutely no idea.
Okay, great. 3 hours, a 3-hour cruise.
What does Balthazar say? He rings in and he says,
40 days.
40 days and 40 nights.
That's right. 40 days and 40 nights. And it's wrong. So then Melchior buzzes in and says 41 days and 40. Which also is wrong. And then Shemp just has no idea. I mean, he literally says, I honestly have no idea. And so, of course, a 3-hour tour. But did you notice Ken says a 3-hour cruise?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Ken goofed. This whole thing has just been like a big joke, but I'm super digging it. And I kind of wish they had kept going. You know, like if they had gotten rid of those contestants and gotten 3 others, I would have liked to have seen something like that. I don't know who they would have picked, like maybe Herod or I don't know, but I think they could have really had some fun with that. So Shemp, who's still in control, picks Channel 1, which is Laverne and Shirley. And what did Laverne say kissing a guy who chewed his socks was like? And Shemp...
They got it right.
Shemp buzzes in. It says, squiggy. Melchior buzzes in and said it was like kissing a hamper. And yes, that was it. So he gets the point and he gets to pick the channel. Well, he sticks with it. And the next question, also Laverne and Shirley related, was what was the German spy trying to steal? Shemp buzzes in again and says, squiggy. Then Balthazar buzzes in and says the formula for diet beer. So
yeah, I just love that they don't know any of the other stuff, but they all know Laverne and Shirley.
They all know Laverne and Shirley, yeah.
Except Shemp.
That's right.
He knew Squiggy.
Yeah, this whole thing's been great. So Balthazar, because he got the point, he picks Channel 8, which is Sing Along with Colin. And Vinnie, this is your time. Colin sings You Gotta Fight, Fight for Your Right by the Beastie Boys.
You wake up late for school, man, you don't want to go. You ask your mom, please, but she still says no. to fight? Oh, you're right.
To worship! No, not to worship. Get out of here. Get out of here. Party. Don't you guys read anything? You guys don't know anything. You call yourself wise men.
And I love how they pick the famous part of the song, right? Like they don't pick any obscure part like they would in like a real legit like game show. They pick, the chorus that everybody knows, and he stops just at the very last line. So I don't know, it just felt easy.
Yeah, but it was funny because they all said the same answer, which was great. Did they
you got to fight for your right.
Worship.
To worship. Yep. And Ken's like, all right, we're done. Get him out of here. And that's the end of the round one. And we get all the prizes.
Concourse AW 905 35mm camera features fully automatic wind, advance and rewind, plus focus-free lens. The new Jeans 110 EF pocket camera with built-in flash, both from Concord Camera.
It's a collection of Columbia CDs, including the latest hits from such artists as James Taylor and the Bangles.
From Casio, the TV500, a mini-color television that fits right in the palm of your hand. It's battery-operated, so you can take it anywhere, only from Casio.
The Dahan Fold folds in seconds into the world's most compactly folded bicycle. Fast and highly maneuverable, it can be adjusted instantly to fit all riders.
When remote control continues.
Some of these prizes I think would have been cool to win, honestly.
Yeah.
They had...
then.
And now,
right. Yeah.
Nowadays, it's your phone.
That's right.
Yeah.
All of these prizes that they talk about can be just, on your phone. So it's a Concord 35mm camera, Columbia CDs, which reminded me that I think I still owe Columbia House some money.
The camera that was covered in denim.
That's how you know it's cool.
Yeah.
And then the Casio TV500, which is like this little pocket TV, transistor radio type thing, but TV, the TV version.
And it runs on batteries, so you can take it wherever you go.
And those batteries, the TV lasts for 2 minutes.
That's right. It's like a Game Boy. Like, if you're lucky, you get like 2 hours out of it. And then Dahan Bikes, which I'd never heard of that brand.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So those are the prizes Kari kind of introduced us to. And then we'll move on to round 2, where we actually have real contestants. But before those contestants, Ken has Merv's picture in front of his face. So that was a good bit. So our contestants were Joe, Keith, and Kimberly. We don't know anything about them, except that they were replacements. And Joe starts off picking out the channel. It was 4, which was another sing-along with Colin. He sings Blue Christmas.
10 points. Sing the next line of this Elvis Presley Christmas classic.
Blue Christmas without you, Joe. I'll be so blue thinking about you. Keith, decoration of red on a green Christmas tree won't mean a thing.
That is Keith.
I'll have a blue Christmas.
No. Kimberly.
If you're not here with me.
Yep, 10 points, Kimberly.
And they have to finish it. And these guys, again, I wish I could have competed in this because I would have won. Like, straight up, just would have won. Keith finishes the line. He says, I'll have a blue Christmas. That's wrong. And then Kimberly gets it with, if you're not here with me, which was the correct answer. So Kim picks channel 2, which was Ken Goofed. He said, sorry that Santa was dead, but who's Santa's wife? And she answers, Mrs. Claus, gets the point. But by the way, the method of death that he says, that was pretty brutal.
I insisted, actually, last year that Santa was sliced into bloody bite-sized bits in a snow-blowing mishap. I was wrong. He's fine. He's alive as ever.
What did he say? It was like a wood chipper or something?
Yeah, it was I don't know. It was something really horrible. Some brutal slaying of Santa, which again, I can't see that playing today.
Right.
On a pseudo mainstream channel. At least a kid about MTV being basic cable. But I can't see something like that. People would be sending emails.
The things that you got away with back then. I mean, it wasn't Blazing Saddles, but it wasn't, you know, the best for most people. And I think just watching it again, as he said, it doesn't age well. To me, I thought it was still hilarious because I still remember it, but yeah, it would not.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, and
it would not last.
Well, speaking of what doesn't hold up, didn't he, like when he wished everyone Merry Christmas, didn't he say something in that other holiday that starts with a CH or something?
Yeah.
Speaking of Hanukkah, but nowadays you would just say Happy Hanukkah because you don't want to offend anybody. So they really got away with a lot back then. So yeah, Kim got it right with Mrs. Claus. She picks Channel 3, which was reruns.
Raj.
The question was
10 points, rerun. On an Odd Couple Christmas, which character dreamt that he was Scrooge?
And Keith buzzes in and guesses, and it's right. It was Oscar, which I didn't remember that, I'll be honest. So I would have missed that.
You had a 50-50 chance.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. Because it sounded like he guessed. Keith sticks with Channel 3. It was
on St. Elsewhere. Santa showed up at St. Eligius, but never made it back up the chimney. Why not?
And you could tell none of them were St. Elsewhere watchers. But again,
Right.
St. Elsewhere wasn't like aimed, geared for that particular demographic. So it makes sense. Kim says because he was too big. Joe says because of a fire. And Keith says no more. There was no chimney. The answer for those of us that have seen it is that no, because he was dead. So, spoilers for St. Elsewhere. Sorry.
I knew that, but I didn't know the oldest Brady's son. So go figure.
So Keith stays on 3. This was the last in that category.
Which goofy singing TV family was marooned in a ghost town for Christmas?
As he was referring to the family, he called them Goofy.
He did say Goofy.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, here we go.
It's MTV. All we need is Hall and Oates, and we're set. Right. So it was the Partridge Family. Joe got that one, and moves to Channel 4, which was Sing Along. And I love when Colin sings because he doesn't care. He's just he's just giving it his all and not caring about anything.
Deck the whole boughs of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol. Keith. La 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 la.
And he sings Deck the Halls. He was off key. He was a little off tempo, but it was still fun. That's what made it fun. Just how irreverent it all was.
So just a little reference here. I know he said Hanukkah, but I think Remote Control was Adam Sandler's first TV appearance.
Stud boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're right.
In the
And
latest
then it was
seasons.
his first writing credit as well. But
Oh, that I
he did
didn't
some
know.
of
Oh.
he did some of Colin's, like what Colin does the skits.
Uh-huh.
But I remember Adam Sandler. That was his first time. I'm like when he came on Saturday Night Live, I'm like, I know this guy from somewhere. And then it was Remote
And
Control.
was Remote Control his first, or was the Cosby Show?
Well, I think he had that one episode he was
Yeah.
in the Cosby Show.
Right,
But then
right.
like the first reappearing one he had was in that. But I think it said it was his first thing he's ever wrote. He did like 2 episodes. He wrote 2 episodes.
That's cool. Again, I know that the era of like the late 80s, early 90s especially got a lot of flack on SNL. But like for me, at my age demographic, like that was perfect. I loved every single bit. And it's still my favorite era of SNL. And a lot of it is because of Adam Sandler and David Spade and, Chris Farley and Kevin Nealon and all those guys.
But I think on most of the shows too, and I don't even notice it was weird, and you can't get away with this now. But they were actually smoking on the show.
Yeah,
Like, I
they
don't know
were.
if the very front they were smoking, and I think normally when he would be doing the songs, Colin would be smoking when he would be doing it. If you go watch the other episodes, but it's like one of those things that I think mid-90s it kicked out because like. In the mid-90s, if you watch Friends, you can see like Sprite and everything. And then by that time, I think they had to start paying for the rights for everything and then
Right.
smoking. And then it just phased out. But you barely see it in movies anymore. I mean, it's that far off.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So let's see. So Colin sings Deck the Halls. And again, he makes it all the way through until the very last fa la 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 la, which Keith sings and gets the point. But it's like, why? At that, like, guys, this is easy. What are you doing? Make it a little harder here.
No, it's Christmas, so.
That's true. That's true. Well, Keith stays with Sing Along, and again, Colin sings the 12 Days of Christmas.
Yeah, I thought they were going to make that harder. I thought he was going to do the 12 and then make the contestants do 11 to 1.
Oh, that would have been cool.
That would have been more difficult.
Right.
That's not what happened.
No, he also takes like a huge breath in between each one of the verses. Like he pauses in between each verse so that the music gets way ahead of him.
Yeah.
And he sings like the last 3 or 4 verses, like just a cappella by himself until he gets to, verse 3 where he's, 3 French hens and stops. And then the contestant has to do 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree, which Keith does and gets the points.
Okay, 30 points. Sing the next line of this Christmas favorite.
On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens.
That is Keith again.
2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree.
Sweet voice.
I felt bad for Colin or I guess he was fine with it, but like as a musician, I'm just like, come on, man, speed it up. And Steve in the background was like telling him to pick it up too. He was waving his hand, giving him the, the speed it up motion. No, he didn't care. So Keith picks Channel 9, which was TV listings, and nobody gets this one right. It was, you could tell the real reason Rudolph's nose was red with Johnny, Ed, Doc, and the other reindeer getting slayed in the back on what show. And Joe says WKRP. Of course, it's the Tonight Show. But I do love that nice little double entendre of slayed, It's great.
Yeah, it was surprising to me that none of them got the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Johnny, Doc, and Ed.
And Ed.
I mean, this was 1987, 1988. That was just a surprise that they couldn't get that.
Yeah, I mean, by that point, Carson had been on for decades and was getting ready to retire soon.
Yeah, well, and you had to sit through them to get to Letterman, so
exactly.
I mean, younger people still knew him.
Yeah, but apparently
just not those 3.
Guys, just not these guys. So Keith picks Channel 8, which was the home shopping zone. This is usually where they take points away, but because it's Christmas, they decided to give him points and give him a prize, which was another one of my most favorite bits on this show. It was Mike Tyson's Christmas album. Ken, is that in your rotation on
It is not.
or is there a Japanese version, Scott?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh man, I feel like that would be a thing that would come out in Japan, because every time you post the random like just the most random assortment of things, hey, so and so released a Christmas album in Japan. Like, what? I could see Mike Tyson doing that. But also, I'm surprised they went ahead. They like taunted Mike Tyson like that. He's a scary guy.
Yeah.
Oh man. So Keith picks Channel 6, which is Kari's Condensed Classics. And Kari has to act out a movie. She like does a real quick movie snippet. And this is where that interview really popped in my mind. She acts out A Christmas Carol, and which Joe guesses.
Get to work, Cratchit, you lazy pig. I'm the ghost of Christmas past. Did I hear Scrooge just say Merry Christmas? God bless us all, everyone.
Christmas Carol.
Yes, 10 points.
And at this point, the round is over, and Kim is forced to leave. She's ejected from the show. But Kari Wuhrer, man, God bless her.
Everyone.
Oh goodness. So round 3 is the think real fast round. And this is where it's literally just a lightning round with both contestants answering and seeing how many points you could get. There was a ton of questions. And the whole premise of this particular round was that he replaced, because they're, what does he say? They're sensitive to other cultures or something like that.
Yeah.
And so he replaced words in like popular Christmas Carol titles with Yiddish terms. So, yeah, okay. So he tells them the phrase and then they have to guess it. And so I know you guys have seen it, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. And whoever wants to shout out the real one, the actual real thing would be fun. So Jingle Blintz.
Bells.
That's right. Deck the Halva.
Balls.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Rabbi.
Reindeer.
Hark the Herald Angels Kvetch.
Sing.
I saw Mommy kissing Menachem Begin.
Santa Claus.
Okay, that one made me laugh so hard. White Tookus.
Christmas.
Oi to the world.
Joy.
Gefilte Fish Navidad.
Police.
That was the one I laughed at for some reason.
That one was funny, yeah. And Kreplach in a manger.
That was hilarious because they couldn't get it.
They couldn't get it. They had no idea. I mean, yeah, it's in a manger. There's only one song that ends with in a manger. But in the end, Keith wins. He has more points, and so Joe gets pulled back off stage. We cut to more prizes. So in the grand prize round, there's a Sherwood car stereo, Casio music system with CD player, a Snark sunflower sailboat, and a Smith Corona typewriter.
Ooh.
That's right.
Jerry, what were your words per minute? What could you do back in the day? Come on.
The fastest I ever typed was 103 with 2 mistakes, but I averaged about 85.
Look at you go. I thought I was good in the 70s. Jerry's throwing out triple digits here.
Yeah, my best was 72.
See, my college typing class, I go in for the exam. I failed the first 2 times. I'm like, my average is higher than this. Not sure what I was doing wrong. I take it the 3rd time, got 120 per minute.
Wow. Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
I got up. I did not look back.
That's right. I won't need this ever again. So they go to the grand prize round. And I like this because it's also very like $20,000 or $100,000 pyramid, right? Where literally the screens are shaped almost like that. And there's 9 different screens. They kind of gave Keith a little bit of a glimpse of the videos that they were going to play. And the whole point of this round is that they're going to play videos shown on MTV, and you have to name the artist in the video. And that's like, you only have a certain amount of time to get it done. So they give him a little teaser of what's going on. And if he gets all 9, he can win the Mitsubishi Mirage, which in the 80s, I guess, was maybe a good car. I don't.
Hey, it's a car.
Well, that's true. If you didn't have a car, you could always sell it too if you needed. So I can't believe he missed this first one. It was the Dire Straits, and he passed.
No, he said Bruce Springsteen.
He said Bruce Springsteen,
Yeah.
and then he passed after it was wrong. Yeah. How do you miss that? That's like classic 80s video there.
Yeah, they should have kicked him off when he missed that.
Yeah, they should have stopped and just been like,
you
okay,
forfeit.
you're done.
Joe, get Joe back out here.
See, back then,
Get
nothing
Shemp
upset
back
us
out here.
more than when people got the easy ones wrong.
Yes.
Come on, it's Prince.
So annoying. Yeah, there was a few here that I thought, okay, maybe they were a little tough.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, come on.
All right, Keith. Here it is. Here's your peak. Okay, you have 30. Good luck to you. On your mark. Get set. Go. Number 1, Bruce Springsteen. No. Keith Richards. Pass. No. Pass on 1. 2. Pass. 3. Robert Palmer. Yes. 4. Mick Jagger. Yes. 5. Pass. 6. Steve Perry. Journey. Different. Yes, right. 7. Pass. 8. Breathe. No.
No, 9, pass. 9, pass. 1, Dire Straits. Yes. 2, Belinda Carlisle. Yes. 5. Oh, don't know. Pass. 7, Def Leppard. No.
Oh, 5 was Pet Shop Boys, 7 AC/DC, 8 ABC, 9 was Patti Smith. But you're going to have a Merry Christmas because we got some great gifts for you. Merry Christmas. Have a great Christmas, everybody, and a Happy New Year from all of us here at Remote Control.
So the second one, he passed right away. He comes back to it later on. Turns out it's Belinda Carlisle. But from the little itty bitty clip that they show, I didn't get it. It wasn't until like I saw the longer clip that I was like, Belinda Carlisle, and then he said it. Yep. Robert Palmer was easy. Mick Jagger was easy as well. He passed on the Pet Shop Boys. Then he said Steve Perry on the next one, the sixth one. Then he said close, and so he said Journey, and it was actually Journey. He passed on AC/DC, passed on ABC, and passed on Patti Smith.
I still don't know what ABC. I'm an 80s guy. Like I would never would have got that in my life. Like,
I don't think I would have gotten ABC either. Yeah. I didn't.
What do they even
that
sing?
video.
Guys, you guys are the music guys. What do they sing? What
When
would I know?
Smokey sings.
Poison arrow.
Neither sound familiar.
I know.
You know
Shoot that poison arrow through my heart.
Wow. I'm going to have to go look him up because I don't remember it either. And I'm sure I'm going to hear it and be like, oh, it's that song.
Mhm.
But I can't. Yeah. Nothing's ringing a bell. So I get it. Like Patti Smith might have been a hard one for sure. But come on, Dire Straits, no. Even AC/DC later on when they showed the longer clip. I mean, come on.
But they showed Angus up front, right? So AC/DC was all over MTV in those years with Who Made Who. I mean, they were on the Maximum Overdrive soundtrack. They had a whole bunch of stuff going on at that point. So,
well, and by the way, greatest movie Stephen King ever directed.
That's right. That's right. The road twitch.
So my one beef with this episode, and I say beef, it's not winning any awards. They should have done Christmas videos. That was my one thing. I was like, if you're gonna do Christmas videos, they could have done Christmas Time in Hollis Queens. Yeah, because I remember that, and back then there was a bunch of Christmas videos. There was Dexter Poindexter. There was.
See, I expected Billy Squier and Hall & Oates to be up there.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yep, the entire episode was Christmas themed. All the questions were Christmas were related, except the final round.
They must have already had it cut and just show,
But
MTV said play these.
Yeah.
But I guess the whole thing was they wouldn't be able to hear the music. So if you've never seen the videos, I guess now, but I would have known Billy Squier, I would have known Hall & Oates, I would have known, most of them. But maybe there wasn't 9 at the time.
That's what I was wondering.
We just reeled off 7 or 8. So I mean,
and Very Special Christmas had come out by this time, so there were, 7 or 8 just from that. So they could have done it. Run DMC, Christmas in Hollis should have been on there.
Christmas in Hollis for sure. Do they know it's Christmas? And Last Christmas, could have been there. The very goofy Hall & Oates video should have been on there. Yeah, no, I know what you mean, and that was kind of a bummer. Also, I was trying to figure out, was that Patti Smith with the Y's or Patti Smith with the I's? I don't remember which one's which.
I think it was the I believe.
I think it was the one who was not in Scandal.
Correct.
Okay. That doesn't help me because I don't remember which one, if it was the I's or the Y's.
The one not in Scandal she was a bigger thing in the 70s, not the 80s. Because I know when I watched it, I didn't get Pet Shop Boys. I didn't get Patti Smith.
Yeah, I didn't either. Yeah. I would have missed Patti Smith for sure. And then, of course, they're showing B-roll of the studio and crew. They're all kind of waving and having fun. And Kari's telling us about the other prizes that the contestants win, which was LA Gear sneakers, which classic. I want some. Zenith remote control.
They're still around, by the way. Don't think
Are they really? Not. I haven't seen those.
If you ever go to, well, I say this, it's been 5 years since I've been out there, but they had a store, an LA Gear store, right down the street from Disneyland. Like I remember
Okay.
because we stayed there, and I'm like, is that really an LA gear store? Like, but this was 5 years ago, so maybe gone by now. But I was like, it was 2019, so six. But yeah, they had it. I'm like, they're still there, and you can go in. I thought about just buying some just to buy some.
Yeah, I kind of want to now.
Yeah.
A Zenith remote control, which I thought, okay, that's fitting. You should have a remote control. You need a Hawk a remote control on the remote
But the
control.
weird thing about that was, did you get anyone else notice something weird about that advertisement?
That it's
I
for
did
cable boxes, that remote.
It was shoved down a girl's underwear. Like it was not like
I didn't
go back
even
and
notice.
Mhm. Yeah. Like it's not in the hand. It's literally like if you would have told me that was in a Playboy ad, I would have been like, all right, yeah. Like it was. I'm surprised they got away with that one. Like
I mean, it's MTV. They had ads for all sorts of stuff back then. They had an album of what did they say? Commercials. It was like TVT like commercials.
Yeah,
that was awesome. You know, TVT records.
If that's real, I want it. Yeah,
right.
It's
I would
real.
take it. Yeah,
That company made a bunch of different CDs of real TV themes.
I remember that one.
Then it's the same company, and then they made one of commercials.
See, I think I
Plop,
sold
plop,
my
fizz,
CDs.
fizz, all the
Doublemint
legendary
twins,
great
Doublemint commercials. Yeah,
yeah. I had the first two volumes plus the commercials volume, and I'm pretty sure I sold those like in late 90s.
Oh man. I mean, I know we all have our reasons whenever we get rid of stuff, but sometimes you look back and you're like, why did I get rid of that?
we all know the answer is the wife. Come on now.
I mean,
yeah, if only I still had those ABC records.
That's right. That's right.
But I transferred everything over to my computer, and I figured, hey, nothing's ever going to be better than 128 KBS. So you can't get higher definition.
Can't get higher than that. That's right.
So who needs these CDs anymore?
Oh man. And then the last prize was an Acclaim VHS like tapes of wrestling and like quarterback compilations. Do you remember those? They would have those. They were like sports.
I don't remember
Illustrated type
those.
thing.
I remember like the adventures ones, the adventure games, but I want the WWE one. I'm a huge WWE fan, especially old school.
Yeah.
I really want that. But like I had like the adventure, it was called something where you had but it was like a guy coming out of the jungle, like where you played the video games.
That's funny. So yeah, those were the other prizes that they got. Okay. If you could be one of those wise men in the chair, which would you be?
Melchior, he won.
Shemp.
Shemp, yeah.
I would just go Balthazar again. I just every time I think of Balthazar, I think of Psych, and I just
like yeah. Yeah, I think I'd have to go with Shemp also. He just seemed like he was having fun.
Yeah. He was the Colin Quinn of the contestants.
That's right.
Squiggy.
Squiggy. I think I got to use that answer now for anything whenever someone asks me a question. Hey, so how many lights do I need on my house? Squiggy.
Yeah, squiggy.
What? Oh, sorry. I'll measure that for you. It's just random. What would you guys say is your happiest like memory or moment with remote control? And it can be with this episode or just in general.
Kari Wuhrer.
I mean, she's definitely easy on the eyes.
That was an easy one.
Yeah, yeah. I remember her from like Sharknado 2. You know, and she was a lot more calm and toned down in that one. So I don't know. Maybe she kicked the habit or something. What do you think, Vinny?
We talked about this offline, but like they did have an NES game of this. And it's funny because I sent you guys like the clip, and this guy that's never seen it was like, this game is weird. Like the statements from the host are awkward and mean. And I'm like, that's kind of what the game was like. I think it was so cool because it was that bad good, right? It was a bad game, but it was good because you liked it. Now they didn't have the videos because at that time you couldn't, it would be cool. But
Yeah,
like, hey, here's a
it was
video.
for the NES. So,
But like, you're going through it, and I just remember I was telling you guys, my mom bought it for me. She's like, "Oh, I got you a new video game," and I'm like, "Oh, this is for you. this is for me." So, like, this one in classic concentration. She was like, "Oh, I got you another one." I'm like, "No, this is." Like, she played it more than I did, but yeah, I still love to play that game. It was one of my faves.
I won the classic concentration Nintendo game in 6th grade. They were having like a big contest, like if you would read so much and you'd get so many points. And I saw that it was a Nintendo game, but it was like locked behind the cabinet, so I couldn't tell what game it was. So I was like, I want that Nintendo game. I'm going to get it. So I read and read and read and, wrote the book reports and did everything. And so I won, and it was classic concentration. And I was a little disappointed. I'm not going to lie. But then I played it and it was fun. So
we only got pizzas in Pennsylvania. So you down here in Texas, you get all the big prizes.
What do you think, Ken? What's your happiest movie?
Colin Quinn.
Yeah.
I mean, he really embodied what the show is supposed to be. That
Agreed.
It was something that a bunch of friends put together in somebody's basement, and he just exuded that he didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
He put on the sunglasses, he put on his hat, he sang however he wanted to sing his parts. He just didn't care. It reminded me of the character of himself that he played in Crocodile Dundee 2, where he was in it for really no reason. like you would run into Colin Quinn because you're in New York, but it was just, hey, it's no reason, he's here, and now he's not in the movie anymore. Okay.
Every part he plays is the same part, but it still makes me laugh every time.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
He was in that Amy Schumer movie, was it Trainwreck? He was her dad, and he played pretty much Colin Quinn being Amy Schumer's dad, but I laughed every time. I mean, he was kind of like, it was supposed to be like a sad part, but he just makes me seriously laugh every time I see him.
Did you see when Matthew Perry hosted Saturday Night Live and they did the Friends sketch? It was like they were making fun of Friends, and Colin Quinn played Chandler, the Matthew Perry part.
Yeah.
And he played him as like just a very, what's the word I'm looking for that's, not offensive? A very streetcar named Desire, writer kind of way. I mean, it was just like real snagglepuss, and it was fantastic. But you're right, though. Colin Quinn has like a lot of life and energy in this that I felt he didn't quite have when he hosted or when he did a Weekend Update on SNL. And if this Colin, like this energy, like if he had used that during his sketches, I think I would have liked him a whole lot more after Norm Macdonald. But now we come to my favorite part of the episode, which is a little segment I call Gag Me with a Spoon, where we do our best impression of our least favorite part of the show. As a guest, I'll let you guys go first, just kind of set up the scene a little for us. And I had to pick a couple just in case you guys took them. So but whoever wants to go first, go ahead.
Squiggy.
It's great.
Oh, do I need to set that up?
No, it's fine. I think we got it.
Yeah, I don't know that it's my least favorite part, but 41 days and 40 nights.
That is pretty bad writing, but it's great.
Mine would have to be, again, I don't know if it was done, it wasn't done on purpose, but how do you not know the Dire Straits video? Like, here, let me show you the easiest one here, one of the most iconic videos of all time. And you say Bruce Springsteen. Boo.
Agreed. So the first one I picked, it was kind of bad. It was a Shemp, when he's like, Shemp? And he says, yes, Ken, Curly died. Like, okay. And then no one laughs. But the one that really is the worst line of the whole special was when Ken asked them, all the wise men, how they got there. And they pointed, they followed the star and the bug zapper. He says, oh, you mean the bug zapper? you followed the bug zapper, and there's just dead silence.
Yeah.
It's like nobody thought that was funny. Sorry, man. But, G.I. Joe taught us that knowing is half the battle. What do you guys think is the other half?
I'd say an encyclopedic knowledge of music videos.
Yep.
I'm drawing a blank here, but what was the line that they said for "Fight for Your Right to Party"? Worship.
Worship.
That one's on me, guys. I had it ready, and then I'm just like, I was going to sing, and then I'm like, oh, I forgot. So yeah, it's worship. Apparently, everyone got it right.
Yeah, the other half is knowing that Mike Brady was an architect, not a carpenter, or a carpenter.
That's second carpenter. That one got me. Yeah, I just said it. Yeah, if no one's half the battle, the other half is just watching more MTV. So, yeah, guys, this has been a lot of fun. Tell me about your shows. Anything else you got coming up? So why don't we start with you, Ken?
Okay, well, we're in the Burr month, so it's panic time. October 1st, the Sounds of Christmas station becomes the Sounds of Halloween, and it's all Halloween music all month long. And mainly I did that because my family loves Halloween music, and I get so many emails that other people like it too, that it seems like a neat thing to do, and it's part of the season. And it also lets me load all of the new music in there while the Halloween music's playing, so I'm ready for the new season of the Sounds of Christmas with all the new Christmas music. For the podcast, I'm lining up lots of singers and musicians to talk about their new Christmas music. I haven't recorded any yet, so I can't, because you never know if it's going to work out or not,
right?
Until it's actually recorded. So I can't say, but this is shaping up already to be a pretty cool season.
Nice. Scott?
I am hoping by September I will no longer be on hiatus. I've got a lot of new music. I'm just trying to find the time and the motivation to get something done. So hopefully by then.
Motivation is hard.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I understand, especially when you fall behind or when you're kind of burned out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely get that. But I do like, whenever you show, I got this new album, and it's like, what is that? I've never heard of that.
I have gotten some really cool stuff. It's just finding the time to do anything has been, it's been nuts.
I understand. Vinny, anything you want to plug or any final thoughts?
No, when we're recording this is still July, so I'm going to still hit up some Christmas in July festivals. Not festivals, there's a couple places in the area. Probably putting up my tree right now.
Nice.
One of my 11. It takes us almost a month for my wife and I to do the inside of our house.
Wow.
So yeah, we put it up early, but it's because it takes us. We do like 30 minutes, 40 minutes skits, so we don't do it for like 3 days straight. But
right.
It's chore.
Yeah. I
have
know
a problem, guys. I'm a Christmas holic, so.
And how are the dogs doing?
They are well. Jerry, you probably can't see, but I changed my background. They're not behind me anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone always at my work, they're like, "Oh, what do your dogs look like?" I know they're caricatures. They're like Disney caricatures, but I put them out there. But they're old, but they're good, right? They're both 14-year-old rescues, and they're still kicking. Sight's still out there, but at this point, I would feel bad. Be like, "Here's my dog laying." Like that's what he does. He do. But years back when influencing wasn't as cool, we were that, but no one wants to see my dog. 30 pictures of my dog laying beside me and my wife. So,
yep, I gotcha. Well, definitely go check out all of that. Great stuff. Huey and Bax are some great pictures. Holly Jolly Xmasu, you'll hear some music that you've never even heard of, but it's fantastic. And on Sounds of Christmas, you'll hear the best variety of Christmas music ever. So, and some great interviews as well. So, guys, thanks again. This was fun.
And I'm going to end it with,
Have a great Christmas, everybody, and a Happy New Year. And check us out on our social media pages, which you can find at linktree.com/totallyradchristmas. And if you're feeling like Colin singing the Beastie Boys, leave us a review on iTunes. It helps us reach more people and spread some rad holiday cheer. Now, don't forget to check out our merch shop on tpublic.com and our super dope website, totallyradchristmas.com. But you have a Merry Christmas. We got some great gifts for you. Later, dudes.
Deck the halls with jabs and punches. It's Mike Tyson's best loved Christmas classics. Let's listen.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, I was beating the snot out my gold digging spout.
Spend your Christmas with Yuletide Mike Tyson.
Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas.
Thank you, Santa.